Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 22, also known as Little Bitty Christmas Eve. Tomorrow we have Little Christmas Eve, which is an institution here in Denmark. And in my house we also celebrate Little Bitty Christmas Eve. All the traditions are in place for today, so I just have to lean back into it, enjoy and relax. I am over the moon excited that I was able to finish my blanket last night. That was, yay. I mean, this is just a dream. I love this blanket. I ended up doing a border that was 2 rows on the sides and 4 rows on the top and bottom. And then I decided to add some tassels, just because tassels, but also because, especially in the corners that are shaped like this one, I just thought it would be a little bit floppy if it just sat there on its own. Now it's extra floppy, but it's supposed to because tassels. So, yeah, I couldn't be happier with my blanket. It is totally unexpected that I'm actually going to be able to snuggle up in it already starting today. But yeah, this has been such a joy to work up this blanket. It's wonderful. Since this is the last day that we're going to talk about it, I am just going to go through some of the details of it. It is the Summer Fade Hexie Blanket by Mallory Croy. I have the pattern linked in the description box below. And I also have a Ravelry page linked. It is Nitty Natty, she's also making this blanket. And I was very happy to read through her notes when I was starting out this blanket because I was not able to get the hexies to lay flat. I then read through her notes and I could see that she had taken out some stitches and she had made some of the stitches a little smaller. So if you have like a group of puff stitches, those were a little bit smaller, and some clusters, and it was a great help. And I just saw an end that I didn't cut. I need to trim this right away. But yeah, I really enjoyed those notes, so I have those linked in the description box below also. For my own modifications, I added 2 rounds to the pattern. In the pattern, the hexie has 4 rounds. Mine have 6, just because I wanted a larger hexie, both because I felt like I wanted that expression, but also because it's easier, less attaching to do. So I just basically continued from round 4 in the pattern. I continued that round and then just finagled the increases made so that the hexie was almost flat. I also throughout blocked the hexies before attaching them to the blanket. In the beginning, I would wet block them. And if you look at the ones from the beginning, they're the ones up here. They do, they are more, they're just flatter. So if we look at this end up here where everything is just steam blocked, it's just a little bit less flat, less finished looking. It doesn't bother me. It's a blanket. It is not something that goes up on a wall. It is just going around my body as I snuggle on the couch. But yeah, I am happy that I went ahead and blocked every hexie before attaching them together, because blocking a DK weight blanket this side, this size, that would just be, yeah, that would require a lot of space. And obviously, at some point, I'm gonna have to wash this blanket. I have no idea how to do that. I think I'm probably gonna put it in the machine on the wool program, use a little bit of wool detergent, cross my fingers and hope for the best. I mean, what can you do? It would be such a daunting task to hand wash such a large and heavy blanket. But hopefully I'm not gonna dirty it up anytime soon. So all of this is just a future problem for a future Pia to fix. I also strayed from the pattern when it came to joining the hexies. This pattern has the neatest way of joining as you go. I have never seen anything as beautiful as her method. I just couldn't be bothered. I did try, I think maybe 6 hexies or something that I did the join as you go, and it was beautiful, but it was fiddly. And I was just not in the mood for fiddly. So what I have done, I have just stitched them together, stitching through the back loop so that every hexie has its own edge made by the front loop. I think it looks really, really nice. When I had made a hexie, I would leave a very long tail, and then I would use the tail to attach the hexie. And the beginning tails from the middle, I just knotted those and then crocheted over the ends. So there has been quite a lot of sewing, but not a lot of weaving in ends. So that is half nice. It has been quite the task joining them. If I hadn't steam blocked them, it would probably have been easier, because then I would crochet a hexie and then attach it. But because I wanted to steam block them, I didn't get up every time I finished a hexie. I didn't go and block it and wait for it to dry and then add it. I would crochet up a handful, then I would steam block them the next time I needed to make tea, and then I would leave them to dry and then add a handful at a time. So that has not been my favorite part of working on this blanket, but on the other hand, it has also been fun attaching them, because it is when you attach that you kind of make some decisions as to how is this blanket gonna look. I've been playing with the colors. I have really enjoyed using the yarns that I packed as an advent calendar for myself. It's been fun because there has been a couple of hexies where I've been like, what? Like this one, what? Or this. And the blue in the middle, that really disturbed me. And that one. Oh. So there has been instances where I have been pushed out of my comfort zone, which has been nice. I haven't been pushed too far out of my comfort zone because, again, I packed the minis. They were mainly my scraps, my leftovers, and then some minis that I had in my collection. But still, I made the initial choice. Does this go into a blanket or not? So, but I have been pushed just a little bit. That has been nice. I have also cleared out so many scraps from my collection. Lovely, lovely yarns that has just been sitting there. I have also worked up quite a few of single balls, or maybe I've had 2 balls or even 3 of one color. And it's been nice to make them into something glorious rather than just have them laying around. So all in all, I have only good things to say about this blanket and the process. I really recommend making your own advent calendar and using it for something that you enjoy working on. And when you're making your own advent, again, you know that you packed them. So there's not going to be any crazy surprises. So really recommend that. I have seen this year that quite a few people are also working with advents from last year or the year before. Again, because then you know what you're going to be working with. Receiving an advent is, oh, wow, it's lovely. And next year, I am definitely going to have an advent, for sure, from someone else. Because the whole excitement and, oh, what's going to come? And again, being pushed way out of your comfort zone. I've kind of missed that this year. Yeah, next year, I am definitely gonna have an advent. So, but I am definitely also gonna make an advent for myself again. This is something that I've done for a couple of years, and it has been such a joy. Other than the blanket, I have actually also been able to crochet up the little hedgehog for my granddaughter. Isn't she adorable? This is a free pattern, and the only thing, I'm of course linking the pattern below, sorry. The only thing that I changed is I added some arms and some feet. Well, I guess technically they're all feet, it's a hedgehog, but I added those, and then instead of the beautiful crocheted scarf, I just added this, this little thing instead. I thought that I was gonna drop the scarf completely, leave it out. But then when I finished her, I was like, nah, she needs something, just a little something. And because I added the arms, there wasn't really space to put in the scarf. So I decided to just go with this ribbon. And I just pulled it through and tied a knot as neatly as I could. And what I'm thinking is, because first I was like, should I stitch it down just a little or maybe glue it so that it sticks in place? But doing it like this, my granddaughter, she can just take it off if she doesn't like it. And if she loves it, we can always tack it down later. But she is adorable. I love her. Mine is larger than the one in the pattern because I was using a heavier yarn. The yarns that I use, and I did talk about those yesterday, for the inside of the body, I used some Red Heart Super Saver. And then for the back panel, I used a faux fur yarn. This one is from a Danish company. It is called Fun Fur. Let me just go grab it. Of course I threw out the tack. I don't remember doing that, but maybe someone has been cleaning up after me. This is how the yarn looks, and I'm sure you all are familiar with these faux fur yarns. I used less than a ball. I had maybe a ball and a half. The half ball was not enough, but then I broke into the other ball, and just look, I did not use a lot. So maybe 3/4 of a ball of this faux fur yarn, and here she is. She's adorable. Now I am gonna get myself ready we are gonna do our round. We're gonna go to Peter's mom just to help her clean up the last of the things from yesterday. We're gonna go to our son and help him set up the last Christmas decorations. He is hosting Christmas Eve this year. And then tonight we have one of my favorite Christmas traditions. Something that I really, truly love. Something that I am looking forward to every year. On Little Bitty Christmas Eve, we always go to my friend Anne, who lives here on the farm. And we will have a pork sandwich and some risengrød, rice porridge. Very traditional Danish Christmas dishes. Everything is quiet, it's simple. We just hang out, laugh, talk, enjoy. I cannot wait for that.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe.
We are getting ready to go out again, but I just thought I would show you the knitwear of today. I am wearing my crossover top, and this version I knitted with so much positive ease, like a lot of positive ease. I knitted in a light material, a lace weight merino helped with a silk mohair. So it is very flowy and again, very light. It does have some warmth to it. Obviously it is wool and mohair, but not overly so. I can easily wear it for a cozy night out. And the reason why it's called the crossover is because of the way that the increases are made here on the yoke. It's made with these little crossover stitches. The increases are hidden in those. So another favorite of mine, one of the short sleeved sweaters that I do wear all year around. I like them with a shirt under, as today, or with a jacket over. In fall and spring, just on their own. In summer, it needs to be a somewhat colder day, especially for this one. Again, mohair. I also wanted to show you that I have some progress on my baby blade. That's what I brought yesterday, and that's also what I've been carrying around with me today because, yeah, Hexie blanket all done. So I have added the third stripy section, and for that one I chose the Puna that is called black, which I find brownish black. I think it's a beautiful color. I think they go together really well. My plan is actually now to go over into some brown yarns. I have, let's see, I have them here. So I would like to stripe these two in and then start over with the white again. I think those 5 colors together would work out beautifully. And I actually think that this light beige, it will have sufficient contrast. I will find out very soon if it does indeed have sufficient contrast. But just looking at it, I think that it will have, because it's a sandy beige. It has no gray in it. So I actually think that is going to work out just fine. Still enjoying this a lot. But right now I have an hour before we need to go, and I'm going to go work on the preparations for my Christmas Day cast on. I'm going to do a gauge swatch. I'm going to read through the old pattern to see if I need to make another version for the heavier yarn that I am using for my Christmas Day cast on.
It is Christmas, the first you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is